All right, let's set up some Docker containers. So today we're going to be setting up both the News API microservice and attempting to do the to-do Node.js application. So first of all, we're going to spin up a Docker playground session, which I've already done, as you can see, and then we can get this tab open and start running through. So what we're doing today is we're going to be using Docker to spin up some microservice-based applications, starting with the News API. So first of all, we're going to git clone and then cd into News API workshop. Actually, we're already in there. And then we're going to copy the example environment file into an actual environment variable. And then we're going to get our news API key, which I have right here. And then come over here, editor, news API workshop, .env, save. Back here. Don't think we need to change the endpoint, actually. We wait. Okay, so open port 4000, and then copy this, come back here to the editor, use endpoint, save, done. And then after we get all of that finished, we can finally put up our Docker container. And this is going to take just a little bit to get installed. So in the meantime, I'll walk you guys through some basics of microservices. So microservices are basically one type of architecture, the other major one being monolithic. And they're basically two different ways to run an application and deploy it to the cloud or to whatever you might want to be deploying it to. So microservices are different from monolithic architecture in that microservices essentially run as a bunch of different, I guess, instances or processes, meaning that if one goes down, all the others stay up, and it's all these tiny little modules, and it basically makes development and updating the code way easier and makes it like kind of a puzzle. So instead of the puzzle all being one piece, where if one tiny part of it is broken, the entire thing goes down. In a microservice, one part or another can kind of break and crash without all the other parts going down at all. So it's a lot more reliable in terms of keeping it up, better for development at scale, and a lot more convenient to update the code of. And it looks like we have this ready now. So let's go back to the instructions and let's see here. So we can see that on port 80, we can now see that our service should be up. See, it's grabbing all of this news. And right now, I believe that the keyword that it's using is laptop, I think. So we can actually navigate to the back end and go to port 4000. And from port 4000, we can actually head over to, we refresh this, open port 4000. And then here we can go to GraphQL. And then right here, we can paste this query. Again, news about Tesla. And we can see on the right side here, it queries and returns all the news data on Tesla. So that's just one example of how we can get our kick-ass news API microservice up. And in my opinion, it's a really great example of a microservice. It's really cool, and I would love to dive deeper into the code to kind of figure out how it works. But unfortunately, we will have to move on to the Node.js to-do app. So for this, we're going to come back here, go back to the root, and head over here to the to-do app. LSLA, we can see all of this data here, and you can see that Docker file, and then we can Docker build. And then after this resolves, fetches, and builds the image, we will be able to see the new freshly built image right here. To-do app right here. So right now that we have our image, we can actually run this thing. And we can see that 3,000. And we can see that we have all of the, we can see this to-do app. So test hello IST42 is fun. We can see right here, right? But, you know, we can run multiple to-do apps on port 4001. No, 3001. My bad. So you can see right here, we have we can open it on as many ports as we want. So let's persist the database right here. So let's open on 302 and 303. This is incredibly useful for clustering, by the way, if you ever need to run multiple instances of an app. So see, we can make this database persist by pasting these mysterious commands into the here. So if we open the fresh to-do app on 304, oh, okay. So basically, if we delete the container on 304 and then put it back up, this allows us to have our database be saved instead of just being lost. One goal I want to do is I want to be able to make all the different to-do apps on ports 3000 all the way through 304 to use the same database so I can access whichever instance of this to-do app I want and be able to add items from whatever I want and be able to access them from every single instance I have up. So that will require further investigation. However, for now, thank you for joining me for this quick walkthrough of Docker and microservice architecture, and I will see you next time.